I'm Zach. Hunting, fishing, outdoor adventure, and exploration, they run in my blood. I am deeply driven.
The effort on turkey hunting is at least increasing some. Calvin and myself and Nicole are going out turkey hunting this morning. Chris and Kelly left yesterday afternoon, so it's fun having them in camp, but it'll just be the three of us with tags in camp. We're going to go to the west of where Chris and I were at yesterday morning, kind of where we're hearing more gobbles at, and we're just going to start there. We're going to see if that gets us closer. And we'll just go from there, I suppose.
We just heard the gobbler that we came in after. Significantly closer than when we initially heard him from the field, so that's good. Moving in the right direction. So we located a bird, walked in the timber, got him to gobble a lot closer, got set in. We may have spooked him possibly, but we may not have too, so we're going to just try and call him in if we can. That right there appears to be a dryad saddle or pheasant back. Looks like there's another one right there. So I'm going to take those back to camp. There's pheasant back number one. There we go, pheasant back number two. Nicole was getting a little chilly this morning, so she went back to the truck. And on our way back to the truck,
so I was at the edge of this trailhead right here, and there's a dozen turkeys going basically towards me, off to the side. So I called Zach, I'm like, what do I do? And I thought they were all going into the timber right here. But then, and I lost sight of them because I couldn't see this whole stretch from where I was standing. But then I started walking up this way a little bit, and they were all walking away from me that way on that grassy patch way over there. And so I followed him around a little bit, and I saw him just continue to walk along the edge of the timber. But then I lost sight of him out, and I walked probably a mile down that way, and I never caught sight of him again. So
I think we're just tightening the circle on him a bit, yeah, which is good. It's going to take some trial and error, but we're getting there.
All right, well, we might not have gotten any turkeys this morning, but we did get closer. But I found two pheasant backs that are going to go in the breakfast potato skillet. Well, breakfast has been consumed with the dryad saddle and skillet, the potato skillet. Those were pretty good. Some of the bigger chunks were a little tough, but other than that, it was pretty tasty. Went with skillet well. As part of this trip, we decided to stop by the fish hatchery up here in Decorah, which is one of the major hatcheries for northeast Iowa. And we can take a look at it, just explore it a little bit. There's some fishing like right here. It's supposed to be fairly easy. I've heard it described as shooting fish in a barrel, but I don't know if that's true or not. But more importantly, we just want to kind of check out the hatchery and kind of see the operation a little bit. And they stock a lot of the streams that we've been fishing this week, so I'm going to check it out. So that's it for the trout hatchery. That was pretty interesting, really informative. Pretty neat to see all the stocking kind of behind the scenes. So
it's dead quiet so far. Haven't heard anything really. There was a lot of turkeys in this area this morning, so I would think that they'd be here again, be roosting somewhere nearby. Well, nothing's gobbling right now, so we might just be out of luck in the roosting department. So that's a little rough, but
Do what you can.
It is Friday morning. Calvin, me, and Nicole back at the spot we've been hunting. This turkey's gobbling back to the west right now. We saw some here yesterday, so we're gonna try and go down there and make some tracks to get on. Well, when we set in this morning, we didn't exactly pay attention to what direction we were facing with the sun. So, fortunately, Nicole's got me covered on the sunglasses front. This is Calvin's idea of a sunshade. He's clipped his new seat onto his face.
Hey, it works.
It's really bright out.
Turkey hunting didn't really pan out. That's been the name of the game. Been hearing gobbles. I've seen a few birds, but kind of struggling to get on them, which is pretty consistent with the rest of my turkey hunting. Got a couple days left, but we are going on a kayak float trip on the upper Iowa River. It's supposed to be pretty scenic, and I'm going to do a little bit of fishing as well. See if I can catch a walleye or smallmouth or something like that. So that's where we're heading right now.
What kind do you want, Bush?
Hold on, they didn't let me play offense. I'm just putting on jig and twister. Everything eats jig and twister. Walleyes like them, smallmouth like them. Trout will eat, bigger trout will eat them. We pulled up for a little break on the gravel bar from our sightseeing and paddling and fishing. Dole out sandwiches and drinks and get the doggy out. But there hasn't been a whole lot doing with the fishing, but it's been a nice paddle. Getting to hang out with family and just the hills and the bluffs up here, man. This is the way to see it.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
No, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did that.
So the area we're walking to fish right now after that float, it's called South Pine Creek. It is the last stream in Iowa with native breeding brook trout. I think I'm saying that right. So, this is historically a stream where brook trout have always bred. I know they stock them in other streams, I'm pretty sure, but this is the last one where it's like they've historically always bred here, and I think they use the trout that come out of this for brood stock at the hatcheries, if I'm not mistaken. So, kind of an interesting fishery they've got going on here. I'm going to see if maybe we can catch a brook. I have been, on a side note, I have been mixing up my brook trout and brown trout identification since I'm new to trout fishing. That's been a thing that's happening. The little pink spots on the browns have been mixing me up, but I learned some extra identification tips, and I think I've only been catching brown trout and rainbows thus far. There's a pheasant back, but it's bigger than the hand, which I think is rule of thumb that those are going to be tasting a little woody, so I'm going to pass on that one. I guess I would have expected this to be one of the cleaner creeks, but it's like really mossy. There's some trout in it. When we first got here, I saw some. You did bring the muck boots?
I should have.
Yeah, that's kind of a theme for you this trip, isn't it?
Huh?
That's a theme for you this trip. Should have brought the muck boots.
I can't hear you.
What's wrong with your ears? is this? It's a brown. Nice, caught a little brownie. This is a cool little spot, like many that we've been to. No brook trout that we caught, but I caught one more brown, and Tim caught 3. We all kind of fished separate, so I didn't get a video any of his catches, but he'd been having a hard time catching trout this trip, and I started to feel kind of, you know, I was trying to help him out a little bit, started to feel kind of bad, and Nicole actually pointed out that he was using a medium heavy rod, his bass rod, good quality rod, but she lent him her ultralight, and you know, we've gotten 3 trout on that, so that's been good. Well, today's Saturday, last full day of the trip, last real day of the trip, which is unfortunate. It's been a good time. We went a little bit from camp, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes from camp, to a pretty big state forest area with a couple of creeks in it, and we're gonna do some more trout fishing. Yeah, buddy. Is that a brook? Hold on, let me see here. Calvin just got that brown trout. Heck yes. Dang, is that a bite? Well, we are just doing some fishing around. I mean, pull up to a parking lot, walk the bank for a ways, get in, go to the next one. I think that that's kind of a good rhythm for trout fishing. Just kind of put your hiking shoes on and try and get away from people. The place we just stopped at was a small creek, and there's a pretty good sized campground that it runs through where we're parked. So hard to get away from anybody. We're gonna mosey on down and see if it's any better downstream. It's a brownie. Barely got him too. Barely got him. Little tiny brownie.
Damn it.
Oh! Woo! Woo!
That's a keeper.
Rainbow trout, bud. See this? See this stream right here? I just cast into that. Boom! Got him again. Oh, nope, he's gone. He was dank anyway. Now that I've gotten the hang of trout fishing, I can officially say I really like it.
A little bit more fun than catfishing.
Yeah, it's more active. Oh, a big one just swam off from my bait.
Wish I would have brought my tackle box. I'd throw a spinner in there.
I got spinners. You want to use a spinner?
Maybe.
There you go.
Too good.
Dude, there are some good ones in there.
They're just not.
Definitely not broodstock, but there's like some quality fish in there. They don't like it when the bait comes out of the deep water. So I've got to find a way to let the bait sit in the deep water longer, because I'm watching them follow my bait and they abandon the follow right away. So watch them come for it, and they just go, nah. What is it they're seeing? Calvin just got this nice rainbow. Let me get his photograph.
How's fishing today? Oh, we got 2.
Yeah, it's picked up a little bit.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch out of here last weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna switch to a spinner. Yeah, 2 on the stringer, and I let 1 go. Yeah. One was, the little one was up there, but the 2 bigger ones were right here.
They were jumping down there where I was at, and I saw 1 or 2 of them following my lure, but they weren't really interested in fighting it, so.
Oh, he hit it hard, but I missed him. That fool. Should probably get heading pretty soon. Kind of have an evening at my folks' cabin. I think we're trying to play hand and foot and eat food. You know, eat more food. We'll stop for snack food. Eat more food. Well, I think that's it for the fishing excursion for today. We are gonna head back to camp, and we are overdue for some food. Well, that's about a wrap on this week. It's been quite a fun camping trip. We did a lot of trout fishing. Pretty much got to fish to my heart's content. Not doing a whole lot of turkey hunting. Like I was really planning on. I mean, we kind of planned the trip around turkey season a little bit, hoping to do some more turkey hunting than what we did. But I got to fish instead, so that's fine. Learned a little bit about the turkeys up here and kind of places to hunt, and just some basics. So, you know, for next time, this is a place I'm going to come to again and again and again. I'm going to link up to the last trip that I took up here, which is actually the first time I was up here. So this is the second time to the Driftless area, and it'll be the second of many, many more trips. We got the Wisconsin side, the Minnesota side to explore, as well as plenty of stuff around here in Iowa too. So definitely have developed an affinity for trout fishing. But yeah, that's about it. So drop me a comment, hit the like button. Let me know if you've ever been up to the Driftless area, what your experiences are, and yeah, hit the subscribe. I got a lot more adventures coming up. We'll catch you on the next one.